Sorry. Hello, everybody. The Willing Demon back. Sorry, it's been a while. School's been there. I'm trying to raise my grades. Yeah. So, on the poll I put out, what if Nagisa went to Naruto universe? This one. What if Nagisa? I forget what it was, but there was another one. What if Nagisa had Carnage? And what if Deku was a vessel for Ares? No. And you guys voted for this one. Now, when I'm done with this video, I will post a new poll with different options. And yeah. And eventually, I'll let it sit for a week each or more. No, I'll let it form around 5 to 7 days. And then I'll post another comment on my community tab saying when the poll is closed, whether or not it's worth voting anymore. I'll also be posting thumbnails on my community tab now, like future thumbnails. But yeah. Anyway, I believe we left off with. I don't know exactly where we left off, but I remember a conversation with the third Hokage. Naruto met Nagisa. I believe they're living together now in the same apartment. Yeah, so let's start there. It's let's say 2 years before the Ninja Academy. And since Nagisa's an inexperienced ninja, he's starting out with the youngins, even though he's around 14, 15. So yeah, Nagisa and Naruto live together. Yeah. So let's get into about 2 months into them living together. Now it is around, say it's around 10 at night. So the moon's out. And let's say it's in the spring, so it's a bit warmer. Nagisa's, strolling around the Leaf Village, getting awkward looks from everybody because he's an outsider. And he strolls up to a place to eat, and it's Ichiyaku. He sits down and orders classic ramen bowl, and he looks over and sees Naruto sitting right there too. He says, "Hey Naruto." Naruto was eating his ramen like calmly, and he says, and then he realizes, yes, he talks with his mouth full. He swallows and says, "Hi," because Naruto's not really used to people talking to him. He says, "Hi," and Nagi says, "So, is this where you usually go out to eat? You're usually not home around this time." He says, "Yeah, this has been my spot for a while." They have a conversation over dinner, and they go back to the apartment. Now, next day around 8 a.m., Naruto's still asleep. Nagisa's awake. And the Lord Third knocks on the door. Nagisa opens it, sees Lord Third. Now, Lord Third asks Nagisa to come with him. And being now a citizen of the village, he has to listen to the chief or the Hokage. So he follows Lord Third. And Lord Third has 5 Anbu Black Ops. Yeah. So let's say 5 Anbu Black Ops. And these are here to test Nagisa's abilities. We have Kakashi Hatake and 4 no names. Fuck, so of course someone's getting in the shower at fucking 12 at night. You know what? I'm recording through it, I don't care. So, yeah. 5 Anbu Black Ops and Kakashi Hatake, who is currently still in the Black Ops, Anbu Black Ops. On the side, at least. Jesus, yawning. So yeah, Lord Third sits down like on the sidelines and let's just waves Nagisa to go ahead. Now, currently, I believe I gave Nagisa's Mangekyo ability in one eye is Mangekyo Switch. It allows him to copy a Sharingan or Mangekyo Sharingan or Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and or Rinnegan. Basically, if the Sharingan base level 1, whatever it evolves into, if it gains a unique ability, if Nagisa looks into the eyes of that person, he can straight up copy everything they have, and he can switch to that eye later. That is Mangekyo Switch in one eye. The second eye allows him to store the information of each one. So basically, one can copy and replace eyes, the other one can store it. Now, these abilities are always active for Nagisa, so even if he switches to an eye, he'll still have it. That's the basis of Nagisa's Mangekyo Switch ability, which is a personal created one of mine that is a custom Sharingan ability. Hashtag copyright claim. Yeah. Yeah. No. So yeah, Nagisa is just there, and let's say that I believe, yeah, Kakashi awakened Mangekyo Sharingan when he killed Rin, so I'm gonna say he can use it to an extent. He doesn't know how it works precisely, but he can, let's say he understands how he can teleport certain things if he uses it right. So yes, there's Kakashi and the 4 nameless, and the Lord Third says, "Oh, Nagisa, if they see that you're acquired skills where you could harm them and or kill them, they will use lethal force. But this is only a demonstration, so you can quit anytime. So you can throw in the white towel anytime. White flag. Throw in the white towel. That's a good one. So yeah, and let's just say Naruto is walking by and saw these 5 Anbu Black Ops and Nagisa. Because let's say let's say Naruto just got up and he's like in his pajamas and he's got some milk and some yeah. And let's say Sasuke was just sitting in the rafters watching. Not rafters, but like let's say it's 2 floors like the Chunin exam battle area was. So yeah. So yeah, Nagisa accepts, of course, wanting to see whether or not he can best the shinobi of this world. So Kakashi prepares a lightning blade immediately, and Naruto and Nagisa being Nagisa, fucking in that 2 months he's been buying shit with the accumulated cash money he's earned. And what I mean by that is Lord Third gave him a more not small but medium-sized allowance like each week. He's been stockpiling that. So he bought Minato's kunai. He bought 4 of them. They were pretty expensive because they're like replicas. but like they had a blank seal on it, and it was a fairly high quality metal it was made out of. So he got 4 of them, and he copied down his seal for the Flying Raijin level 2. So basically, he pulls out the 4 kunais, 2 on each hand, and he throws them around the battlefield in specific places. Now, he has Itachi's Eye, so he can use Tsukuyomi, he can use Matarasu, depending on which eye he switches to. He also has Madara, so he can use Limbo Clone. And he has a high Genjutsu performance. He can also use Shadow Clone, and I believe, let's say he can use, Lightning Blade. Basically, it's you focus electrical chakra in your hand. It's not the same as Chidori, because like it's been stated in the anime, Lightning Blade and Chidori are 2 different things. Basically, it's not as good as Chidori. It's like a downgraded form. Chidori is stronger, basically. So yeah, Nagisa pops that down along with his kunai, and he summons 3 shadow clones. Even though he has, remember, okay, so flashback. What if Nagisa had the Sharingan series? Because this is a runoff of that. When Nagisa sealed a Biju like a Biju bomb, like size of dark matter inside of his heart, similar, and this took form as a Nine Tails. And when he consumed Kurosensei's dark matter, like a splidge of random personality traits Kurosensei had went into it and created a Ten Tails. So basically, Nagisa has an artificial Ten Tails, so he has OP amounts of chakra. And because of the Ten Tails, he was granted the ability to use Jutsu. Since technically he didn't come from this world. Well, that world. So yeah, basically, he summons 2 Shadow Clones, throws 4 Raijin level 2 kunais around the field. Let's say he throws 1 on the ceiling, like directly up from where he was standing. He throws 2 one in the far corner, 1 off the corner of the field to the far left corner. So let's say you're looking at like an up down view. He threw 1 in the far corner. He threw 1 elevated above where he was. He threw 1 in the back right corner, and then he threw 1 at Kakashi's foot, like in front of his foot. So about a little bit down from center. And then Horizon's side began. Kakashi immediately with Lightning Blade tries to, like, say, like, go right before his face and then stop, like Chidori. But before he could, he was stopped, dead ass. Nagisa has 1 eye closed, by the way. Nagisa just stopped. No, not court, no, but what's it called? Kakashi just stopped. But he senses an aura around him. So, since he can't see it, he pops on his Mangekyo. No, he pops on 3 Tomoe, and he sees an outline of a figure. He pops on Mangekyo and sees, like, shadow clones of Nagisa. These are his limbo clones. Nagisa has 1 eye closed, and it is Madara's EMS. Now, Nagisa, using lightning nature chakra, goes for Kakashi's eye. Like, not his bandaged one, but like the one he usually has open. He goes like straight in to stab his eye out. So he had to try to teleport Nagisa away, but he had to lift the headband for that. So Nagisa copied Obito's like far away Kamui Sharingan. So yeah, Nagisa has stockpiled currently Obito's Sharingan, Madara's Sharingan, and Itachi's Sharingan. Now, let's say that immediately he switched out of Limbo Clone mode and went to Obito Sharingan. And let's say that, so because stockpiling Sharingan would be kind of a weird thing for Mangekyo Switch to have, let's say he gains an instant understanding of its ability. So yeah. So basically he switches to his closed eye to Obito Sharingan and reverse Kamui's his arm. And instead of like stabbing his eye out, he fucking guillotine kicks him in the head, Kakashi in the head, sends him across the room into a wall, and realizes he just fucked up and nearly killed the man. But no time for that. There's still 4 shinobi trying to kill him. So he sends 2 Shadow Clone, each with a lightning blade at let's say 1 of each, leaving 2 Anbu to himself. He uses his Flying Raijin to spam teleport, and then he uses Amaterasu. No, he uses Tsukuyomi on the 2 of them. And then he lets the Shadow Clones use Amaterasu. Not to burn them, but to like circle them in fire. And then Lord Third's like, what the fuck was that? And mind you, it takes a lot for him to switch Sharingan. So he passes out after that. Like, he's full face on the ground, passed out. Because, let's say that the entire time that fight was going on, let's say Kakashi nearly got him. Like, full on legit. If he wouldn't have popped out his Limbo Clone when he did, Kakashi would have fucking nailed him with that. Like, he thinks. So he could keep up with Koro Sensei's Mach 20 speed. But because of Kakashi's experience and unpredictability, he can't keep up with, like, Junin level speeds. Not at his current, like, experience level in fighting shinobi. So, Lord Third walks over to Naruto. Nagisa picks the boy up, and when he does, he feels an overwhelming amount of chakra flowing out of this kid. Like, Uzumaki get fucking stomped amounts of chakra. He walks around, picks up all his kunai, like, all of Nagisa's kunai, puts him in his bag, and then says, Naruto, I know you're watching. Naruto, like, take Nagisa back to the dorm room. He'll be joining the Ninja Academy with you this year. I have a feeling he'll excel. Also, you should learn from him. He seems like a good kid, and he doesn't seem to shun you like most of the villagers. Because Lord Third's being straight with Naruto right now. Naruto's like, got it. And then Sasuke's like, the fuck just happened? Because he was trying to trace Nagisa with his shard, like, once away. And he's like, because Nagisa and his shadow clones were using the kunai over and over again. Like some Mach 20 shit. So, Sasuke was kind of taken aback by that. And remember, he only has a once MOA, so there's no way he could track Nagisa. So, 3 days later, Nagisa wakes up. 4 days later, Kakashi wakes up. Now, we're going to follow Kakashi's point of view. Basically, Kakashi got his ass whooped by a 14-year-old kid who has no ninja experience and just barely managed to use, like, a low-tier ninjutsu spell. Ninjutsu. And he still got his ass bodied. Not only that, but he was able to avoid Kamui's activation. This alone, like, surprised him. Like, who the hell is this kid? So, with that in mind, Kakashi decides to personally tutor Nagisa. Like, straight up. What goes out, ask him, do you want to learn ninjutsu from me? Like, because Nagisa was enrolled at the academy, and he was getting taught basic ninjutsu, like double, like not double, but clone transformation, and like as soon as it was demonstrated because of the Sharingan, he just picked it up immediately. It was like he was getting bored. So Kakashi, when he got the offer from Kakashi, he said that Lord Third had already approved it, and that training with me would be qualified as school activities, and you will still be able to graduate in the next 6 months, next 2 months, if you can pass all my tests. And Nagisa, of course, agrees, wanting to learn high-level ninjutsu. And over the course of a month and a half, Nagisa gains the knowledge of 1,000 jutsu. And Kakashi is stunned, because he cannot teach his kid any other ninjutsu. He's learned multiple fire style, multiple earth style, and these aren't even his affinities. He's mastered Chidori, and he's even learned how to use black Chidori due to fusing it with Amaterasu flames. But Kakashi has been getting a bit suspicious on why he randomly closes his eyes. Well, AI. He doesn't like using two eyes at once. One, it drains him a lot, and two, he has to deactivate it every time. So technically he can just activate it and then deactivate, and he'll still have that one left just in there. So let's say at all times he has Madara's and Obito's Sharingan activated. And he constantly has Limbo. No, he can't, because... So yeah. Nagisa has learned every jutsu Kakashi can currently teach him in the span of 2 months. And let's say Kakashi did not teach him the Rasengan, but he did, as a like graduation present for passing every test, he bought him, let's say, 100 kunai that he used to fight Kakashi in the first place. And then Nagisa copied down his seals, and now he has yes. So now, it's the graduation. It's like a couple months before the graduation exam, and Naruto's struggling. So Nagisa decides that he's gonna be there for this kid, because he's obviously had a hard life. So now Nagisa walks up to Naruto like right before they're about to go to bed. He says, I hear you've been having chakra control troubles. He says, yeah, I've never been really good at maintaining and controlling my chakra. I think it's because I have so much of it. He says, can I try something? It shouldn't take long. He says, sure, I don't mind. So Nagisa puts his hands on Naruto's bare back, and he's in Naruto's mindscape right now, in the dirty sewer place with the cage and the fox. He says, so you're the Nine Tails I've been hearing so much about. Kurama looks down at Nagisa with a sort of hatred, as usual, and he says, what do you want, brat? Leave. He says, I wasn't done talking. And he, like, projects his 10 tails. Like, because it doesn't look like a normal 10 tails. It doesn't look like Core Sensei. It's similar to just a shadow. It's a silhouette of just pure darkness that hasn't gained form yet. all you see is, similar to Dark Shadow's red eyes, all you see is red eyes and like 3 9 tails combined into this 10 tails would be less similar to his chakra. So the 9 tails is like, who in the hell are you? And he says, I'm just a visitor. But if you want me to beat an enemy, that's an option too. Karma says, speak what you want to, brat. Nagisa says, thanks. Unblock Naruto's chakra paths, or I'll do it myself. He says, why should I? Because I can make your life a hell of a lot harder. Let's say Nagisa twists his hands and sort of a seal goes around, like a collar goes around Kurama's neck, and he's like dragged straight to the ground. Fuck, I'm so sorry. I dropped something. I'm not normal. Clearly. So don't try it. You're not the big bad. And then Nagisa just phases out. And he says, alright, there you go, Naruto. You should be better from now on. From that point, from the next half a month, Naruto is able to freely use his chakra paths. Which means he barely passes the final exam, getting into Team 7, along with Sasuke, Naruto, and because, let's say that Nagisa is similar to Kakashi's understudy, he's in the team as well. So it's Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, Nagisa, and Kakashi. And that's where we're gonna end here, folks. Here's your 27 or so minute video. I got school in the morning, and I'm fucking tired if I'm being real. So, it's been a pleasure, my guys and gals, of course. I'm gonna put a poll up when this is posted, which is probably gonna be, it's Thursday, because today's technically Thursday, it's been past midnight for me. So, if I remember, this will be posted Thursday. So yeah. If you enjoyed this video, and you're still sticking around, like, if you think it's worth it, subscribe. And if you got any criticism, comment. You've been the Legion, I've been the dual-wielding demon. We are ASMR. Deuces, guys and gals. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.